Hey everybody, Tim from Tacky Fly Fishing here with another Fly Tie Friday fly for you. This week we're tying one of my favorite kind of prospecting nymphs. I use this very frequently here on western rivers. This fly is called the Hairy Garcia. You'll see why as we get into it a little bit. Basically, we use a size 14 to up to 18. I've even tied these up to 20 hook, and you'll notice that the bead on that hook is a kind of a rainbow bead. We start the fly with a red thread. This is nano silk. I really love using this thread for pretty much all my flies. This is kind of the back portion of a pheasant. You can't see it perfectly here, but you get all sorts of different color tones from this feather, from kind of a aqua blue all the way to an orange color. We use this for both the wings and the tail. So once you get the thread to the back of the fly, we load on some of that material as a tail. I don't like to build massive tails with this, but you can do it kind of to your liking. At this point, we put on some of our other materials, which includes a kind of a bright blue wire. I use a size small for this particular tie. And we use a purple hollow tinsel in size medium. And I try to get this right over the back. So I'll usually kind of tie it in a little bit higher up on the fly, just so I make sure that it's really laying flat across the back of the fly. So you can see we've got the tail there, the hollow tinsel's loaded, we've got the tail and the wire sticking off on the side. So now we're going to use one of my favorite materials, and I really don't know why, other than it just seems to work really well. And we use a rainbow dubbing. You can see kind of flashes of blue and red and yellow all throughout that dubbing material. So I try to get this dubbing really tight at the beginning, and we're going to make a really significant taper. So you can see that really nice taper that leads up to about the midpoint of the fly. So we take that hollow tinsel that we put on initially, bring this over the back. Okay, so you can see it's really cleanly over the back here. Now we use the wire to segment the body, moving forward. This is most noticeable kind of on the top there. All right, so it's still just a little bit gnarly, but we really want this thing to come off looking just incredibly buggy. And hopefully you'll see as we go through this, that is what this thing achieves. So now we have this big tapered back portion of the fly with a nice tail sticking off the back there. Segmented body. We're going to work this back a little bit because we want the thorax to be really meaty and big on this fly too. We're going to add a little bit of scud shellback in kind of a clear or a gray. Either of those work really well. You want this to be right over the back portion of the fly, right there. We'll take our hollow tinsel that we still have not clipped off and bring that back. You want it to line up pretty nice with where it left off. It's a little difficult to see right there, but I'm aiming to make kind of a uniform line over the back, as close as we can get it. Here's where we get kind of the scud and sow bug feel, but how we do it is we simply take more of our nice rainbow dubbing. Again, we want this to be really buggy, so make it really nice and loose. We've already set up there. You can already see how just kind of buggy and meaty the front of that fly is. It literally just looks like a puffball. So we'll kind of comb this out in just a minute and clean it up a hair, but we really want it to look like that. That's not on accident. We want this to be really leggy and buggy. So then we take our tinsel and lay this over the front of the fly again. And now we load on our wings. So we've got this really buggy stuff going on up front, and then some of these It's the other part of that pheasant, the pheasant feather that we were working with earlier. Come off quite nice, and then you can just pull them to your desired size. Once those are in place, then we pull this scud shell back over, give it a nice finish. Now with that, you can see got this really brushy part on the front of the fly, and that tinsel carries out throughout the entire bug. Again, just a super buggy, furry mess, but holy cow, this thing catches fish. So at this point, we can whip finish. So that's our fly for the week, the Hairy Garcia. I hope you enjoy it. Definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get more of these each week. And definitely follow us on Facebook and Instagram and all of our other social media outlets.